Hello to everybody. I am starting a new segment and it is called WCW. It could be my Woman Crush Wednesday, but for me, it's my White Claw Wednesday. This is a Vista Bay. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you know that I love all the alcohol. Here we go. Madeline, what are you drinking today?
Today I'm drinking Whole Foods 365 lime seltzer water because I am in my third trimester and have been living through this quarantine without alcohol or soft cheese.
Can you show us a little bump? Show me the bump.
Sure.
Oh, third trimester. That little bump is. Did you suck it in like that? That was
What?
Bloop, popped out.
I tighten those muscles to get out of the chair nowadays.
I understand. Also, Madeline likes to point out the weather every single day because it's hot AF, right?
Always too hot.
Yeah. Summer, pregnant, it's hot, but this is like one of the hottest summers on record, right? You gave me like the historical figure, 88, 1980. Those were the other two hottest summers on record.
Like sitting in a hot tub wrapped in a fur coat.
Oh my God, and that's the miracle of life. So my hope with this segment is to just talk right now, being a woman, being a mom and a mom to be is really freaking difficult because we cannot get away from anyone. We cannot get away from our children. With all this distance learning stuff coming up, I have no idea what the future holds, and nor does anyone else. You can hear my children screaming in the background. We don't know what's going on, and so we might as well just drink and bitch about it, right?
Cheers.
Cheers. You're about to be like completely sleepless, so enjoy these moments while you can. So, Madeline, tell me a little bit about your career.
Yes. Oh, gosh. I love my job. I have a dream job. I work at Georgetown University in our Office of Campus Ministry. So Georgetown's a Catholic institution. And part of my job is to support all of our student religious traditions, our student groups, I would say. And so that includes Catholic, Protestant, which is how Catholics say Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, or Orthodox, all across the Orthodox spectrum, of course, tradition you're very familiar with. But we also have a number of Buddhist students, of Sikh students, of LDS students, and so it's a privilege and a joy to kind of help them navigate their college experience and how they get to live that out while they're in college.
Speaking of their college experience, what's happening? Everybody's asking what's happening in the fall.
Yeah.
But what's happening at Georgetown's private, correct?
Georgetown is private. Mm-hmm.
What's happening at a private college in the fall?
So, I think I've been in higher ed for about 12 years, and I think parents know, I think anyone in the workforce knows, the guidance is changing from day to day just because the national landscape is changing from day to day with the virus. And so as of today, Georgetown is slated to bring back about 2,000 students in the fall, where they'll be observing very careful social distancing, but to just try to give some students an ability to approximate the college experience. And then the rest of our student population will be learning remotely through the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do students feel about that?
I think a lot of our students are rightfully really upset. College is a tremendous financial investment for families, to be sure, and so I know that our families are feeling that. But for students, we spend our time socializing them to say this is the best 4 years of your life, which I don't think is true. But it is a wonderful 4 years, and it's a time of formation and growth and
kids don't feeling like they're missing out on something. They're gonna have like the worst FOMO of all times.
Yeah, but at the same time, it also doesn't seem like
account, like my dollars. Where the hell are they going?
Yeah. And Georgetown did announce a 10% discount for students who are learning virtually, but that's still a really significant investment, to be sure. And I just think that, but I'm not sure what the alternative is right now, I guess, because maybe I spend too much time on Twitter or too much time watching the news, but it doesn't feel like it's getting better.
So yes, that was my question. Madeline, you being pregnant, also you being very strict on the social distancing. She sends me DMs every time she sees me in a picture where I'm too close to somebody. What are your feelings on the protocol for Georgetown and for you in the fall?
Honestly, I think Georgetown is doing, and I can sincerely say this, I think that they're doing everything possibly to be as safe as they can. And as long as our students, especially, but also our faculty and staff, I think as long as those folks uphold their end of distancing, I think that we'll be okay. But I just see a heroic effort by all of my coworkers who are working just overtime, bending over backwards to make sure that we're safe, that we're able to deliver some sort of experience for students, that they feel like they're getting some learning and some growth and some connection. An important part of college is community. I know that you had a really great experience where you went to undergrad, and a lot of that was the community that you were a part of. And our students are really missing that right now, and they crave it. And what does it look like to replicate it in this virtual environment? It's really hard, but I cannot tell you that people are working around the clock to make sure that something is happening for students. And I think that that's been really impressive.
Great. Well, Madeline, since Madeline's my friend, IRL, sometimes I'm always impressed when my friends are like really smart and good at what they do. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I know I like you. I know I think you're funny, but damn, you really do the damn thing. This is the first time I've ever heard you. I'm riffing. I'm liking it.
I mean, it's also not hard to talk about working with college students because they're frustrating at times, but also, I mean, they're just a joy.
Yeah. I taught high school. Come on, man. So tell me about your current, we know that, I mean, everybody's like, oh, my kids. What is being pregnant during the pandemic like for you?
I want an Italian cold cut sub so badly.
Yes. And I mean, you were struggling with, do I get takeout? Do I not get takeout?
Yeah.
Your spouse has been very supportive.
I married a real gem, let me tell you. And so pregnancy in a pandemic has been really hard. I just want to say, I got the news on January 31st, so it's not a pandemic baby technically. And I'm due in early October. And it's been scary, if I'm going to be honest, because I think with this virus, the guidance that we're getting has been evolving, but also the information that we've been finding out has been changing. And so first it was like, oh, it doesn't affect kids, but then we find out that it is affecting kids. And it doesn't affect young people, but then we have young people on life support who don't have liver function or lung function anymore. And I've read some stuff about babies being born with it, or maybe it does pass through the placenta, and we didn't know that. And so
don't read those.
Yeah, and so one, my spouse has been a hero in just making sure that I'm like fed nutritious meals, which I probably wouldn't do left to my own devices, and making sure that I'm getting my exercise like my midwives are telling me to, which shout out to the GW midwives program. They're goddesses, they're amazing. But other than that, we've been really strictly socially distancing. So I'm only going to the grocery store, to my in-laws' house outside because they have a pool.
Yes. Huh? People's driveways like mine.
People's driveways occasionally, yeah. So we've got 20 feet of distance at all times. Folks are wearing masks. So I personally am on the more paranoid side of it, and like folks can totally judge me for that, but I just would rather be safe than sorry.
As a pregnant woman, you can be paranoid about whatever you want to be paranoid about.
Yeah, and because I'm a first-time mom, I haven't reached like the F it stage yet, right? Which we'll probably do with hopefully number 2. But so right now, it's just kind of being very careful and just trying to reduce risk as much as possible. But that means it's kind of lonely. My family's in Seattle, and we'd been planning for my mom to fly out, and that can't happen. But I'm trying to keep it in context. And this kind of does tie back to my work with college students, because I understand that college students are really upset that they can't go back to college. I get that. I'm really mad that I can't have a baby shower with our families all together. But there are people right now who aren't getting funerals.
Right.
Or weddings. Right. Or like, I mean, there's just no one who is not missing out on some aspect of life in some way, shape, or form. So I'm trying to just find the gifts in this.
In loneliness. We're all alone together, really.
Yeah.
Now, let's change the tone a little. You and I have the same guilty pleasure during quarantine. The past week, you said you've been addicted. So on the count of 3, we're going to say it together.
What am I addicted to?
Videos. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
TickTock.
Oh my God, TickTock is the gem, the joy, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes. But also maybe an evil surveillance instrument, ?
Yeah, but you know what? What am I? You're just laying on your bed. What am I doing? I'm just chilling. Go ahead.
So, the youth are using TickTock, and working with college students, I try to stay somewhat apprised of things.
I'm jiggy. Woo woo.
Yep. But really, I'm on TikTok to follow the pool, like the swimming pool hashtag, and cute dogs.
Cute dogs are definitely a key part of TikTok. And if you're not on Dog Talk, then you're just missing out. Okay, so I know, what is your first thing on your agenda when we get back to normal life?
Oh my God, a haircut. My hair has not been this long in a long time. My ends need to be trimmed. I'm going to do some old-fashioned capitalist self-care and go get my nails done, go get my brows done, go get my hair cut.
It's a full day, I feel. Maybe a facial, just everything. My pores need to be just completely flushed out.
Get a massage. All the things.
All right, so this is the big question. What has been your rose and your thorn of pandemic? Rose, the good part, thorn, the bad part. Let's start with the thorn. What's been the thorn of pandemic?
The thorn of the pandemic, so there are two thorns, okay? One of them is the complete breakdown of capitalist structures in the United States and the surge in white supremacy and all of the racial injustice that's being surfaced at the moment.
Yes.
It's a major thorn.
Global, a national thorn, but we're looking like some fools on the global scale. Continue.
Yes. Very minor thorn is changing my calendar every month to see all of the summer plans that have gone out the window. We had a lot of pre-baby trips planned, and so I was going to go present at a conference in Chicago.
Pour some out for the summer plans.
Yep. So I would be in Chicago right now with all of my other colleagues in Jesuit higher ed.
You're here with me, huh?
Which is just as amazing. And then we were supposed to go to Maine. So that's a small thorn. I would say the rose is, I think every couple bickers, and that's normal. For example, if someone could stop putting the silverware away because we could pick up the sound. But weirdly, this has been strengthening my marriage.
It's a make or break, I feel.
Like it's either like we would like either like this will make us murder each other, or we will come closer together. And I feel like we've really come closer together. We've had time together like we've never had over the entire, that people probably never have over the duration of their relationship.
Wow.
And I think especially with the pregnancy, it means that now both of us get to be an even closer part of the pregnancy, and we're both in this together, and we're in this pandemic together, and we're getting ready for this new life together. And that sounds so cheesy, and I'm not that person. Like, I'm not that person.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
It's been really great, yeah.
Because if your spouse gets kicked out, they're going to be living in my basement. So, like, I'm really glad that you two are doing great.
Yes.
All right.
Got a guest on the way over.
Gotta go. All right. Well, thank you, Madeline, so much. You've given us a lot of insight. I really enjoyed your talk about Georgetown and their plans. And it's just nice to hear, I think at everybody has like a very small memory, right? So like at graduation time, everybody was like, oh, think of the graduates. Well, like think of the college students, People thought about Black Lives Matter for like 3 minutes, and now they're on to something else. And it's like, no, this is still a problem. The pandemic is not a 3-minute thing. It's still a problem. It's still going on. So I think you really highlighted that very well.
Well, and Allie, thank you for all that you do for our community. You bring joy and light to so many people's lives, whether via Instagram or the gift of home ownership. So keep doing you.
Instagram is definitely my forte. Home ownership also my forte, but it's the fun part. All right. Thanks, Madeline. I love you, and I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Goodbye.